Whispers.
Welcome to a delayed half season
Sideline Whispers.
episode.
Let's go, baby. Lots happened.
Oh, so much has happened. You know what? I was thinking about this. Since the Packers edition of Micah Parsons, their defense
It's very good.
is the most dominant thing about that team now.
It really is. They
That, yeah, it's great,
you know what I would say
but the offense is going to come back and it's going to be a good
hopefully.
game.
Hopefully. Yeah, the game you know what I'm most worried about is for the Vikings Packers. Well, let me talk about the Packers or what I think Micah brings is so he's an edge rusher obviously, but I'll tell you what. I think what makes him so good is he is absolutely so dominant when he rushes from the inside. Like if he line, I think it's because he's just too athletic for because he's sneaky, strong, he can get low, but he's so quick. Is like he is so good against a guards or centers. His pressure from the inside is, I mean, it's
Just
like
so
it like
fast, too.
theoretically could be like generational. Like he's that good when he rushes from the inside, and he's just it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it this Sunday. It'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. We'll see.
are you gonna have the game on?
Yes, most likely. I mean, obviously I will, but we'll have to see if it's on. Is it if it's on regular TV? I sneaky don't have TV, but I'll get it on.
I got I
Okay,
got it.
like I have the ticket, but if it's on regular TV, the ticket doesn't like that. So, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. I mean, I'm watching. I mean, I'm watching it. Throw it on my phone, even though I'm hosting the party. I'll throw it on my phone. And I'll walk around with it. Uh,
I'll be
yeah,
following you around.
we're making it work. No, but it should be so Packers. I mean, we could jump right into Packers Vikings. So let me. Did I haven't kept up 100% the speed, but talk to me about like some of the injuries. So like during the game last week, if I'm not mistaken, at one point Jordan Love wasn't in the game, right? Did he come back? Is he fine, or was that not?
He's
He's
fine.
fine. Okay,
He's fine.
okay.
Yeah, he's fine now.
Honestly, I'd
He
rather
just had
I'd
to
rather
go
face Jordan.
get looked at. Malik Willis is dangerous,
He's
man.
sneaky. I just don't like it because he's an
He's
absolute
a
wild card. It's like he's either gonna like not do good
yeah.
or he's gonna just absolutely destroy you. I don't like it.
He last year versus the Titans, they
Yeah,
ran
he's insane.
the craziest offense. Do you
Yeah,
remember that? There was so much
yeah.
motion,
I don't
so
like
much
it.
shit going behind the line of scrimmage, and they ran it 80%
Yeah,
of
I don't like
plays.
it.
And it
I
worked.
know.
It worked
That's why
beautifully.
like I feel like Malik Willis, it wouldn't work if like that's what you did for the whole season. But it's like when he comes in, it's what or like oh hey he's gonna have to start this game, and then it's like you got a week of preparation. We're just gonna do this with Malik against the Titans, and it's like
Yep.
I just don't want to. I would rather even though he's a way better quarterback, I would way rather face Jordan Love because it's kind of like the devil you know, and it's like all right, so Jordan Love, good quarterback, good arm. He's gonna make some throws. He will sometimes make some boneheaded plays. Can you take advantage of that? And sometimes you can't, or sometimes he just decides not to make those boneheaded plays because sometimes he is just always on. And
Yeah.
but it's like, or do you want to play this QB that's like super athletic, super fast? He might the game plan might call for him to throw it 10 times and they might run it down your throats and he also might do like read options or like completely QB powers with 10 guys in front of him blocking. Like I don't want to face that. I don't it's just so like a wild card. I'd rather just face the an actual QB. Or I mean, I'm not saying that Malik isn't an actual QB, but like just a more
Tell
normal
you what,
setup.
next year, Malik Willis is about to get paid for some team.
Who do you think he'll go to? Who's
What if he goes back to the Titans
hmm
as a backup to Cam
I can
Ward?
see that. I can say you know who you'd be sneaky good on? Could be the Ravens.
Oh, I didn't even
Because
think about that.
they could
Yeah.
just alter their offense and be like, we're just gonna run a little more.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to do that much different.
Hmm.
It'd be cool. Or Washington.
Yeah, or
Washington
Washington.
does that a lot.
Yeah, yeah, that could be a problem. But how's Josh Jacobs? Josh Jacobs a little banged up, right? Is he playing? Or
I don't
he
know.
might play. He's just not
That's
100.
up in the air.
Might be
Is
snap
he's
counted.
game
Yeah,
time.
snap counted.
Game time decision. We'll see. Josh Jacobs is he changes that
Oh
offense
yeah.
just because he gets the ball so much too.
Mm-hmm.
He's he's there for a reason, and they paid him a lot of money to be there, and he's done the job. Yeah, he gets so many touchdowns. He never has like great stat lines, like a 150 or 200-yard game, but he always is like 75 and a touchdown or two every single time. Just like consistent numbers every time. And I love it. He's just always there for us. It sucks not having Tucker Craft because he was becoming one of the focal points in that
I was
offense
gonna
now.
say he's a top 5 receiving tight end in the NFL. Easy.
Mm-hmm. He
He's a
was
game changer.
he was changing that offense, yeah. But also getting Christian Watson back now. I
Sneaky
mean, we saw what
playing
he could do
good,
last game.
dude.
Sneaky, he's always been able to
I
play
know
good. He just isn't healthy.
but I feel like sometimes, yeah, no, yeah, he's just never healthy. But also like, I feel like he sometimes had like questionable hands. Like he would have like dumb
Yes.
drops. But I was watching like this
Yep.
thing and I was showing some of the catches he's made, and I'm like, this year, I'm like, shit, he's making some good contested catches this year. And I'm like, that's
Devontae had the drops his first year too, though.
yeah,
So,
he's just got to stay healthy. And
yep.
I don't I hope he does, just because you don't want to wish, yeah, you don't want to wish injuries on somebody. You'd rather, if they can't make it, they can't make it, but it shouldn't be because of it. It's
Hmm.
always unfortunate when it's injuries are the reason they get their career gets derailed.
Yeah. He's just so lengthy too.
Mm-hmm.
He's got this
Fast.
ridiculous
I
speed.
wanted him when he was
Yeah,
coming
he's
out.
got a,
Oh, and we traded with you guys, which I'll say this:
yeah,
it's damn it, no, I'm not even gonna say because the
feel better about it.
yeah, no, because I wanted, if we stuck and picked, I wanted freaking Kyle Hamilton, and
Oh, Hamilton's a beast.
yeah, he's freaking amazing, and he would be so good in our defense and the Vikings defense. But we didn't, and we traded with we traded with the Lions, and we're like, hey, division rival, please take who you want. And also, we get no draft capital back. Worst, one of the worst trades I've ever been alive for. And then they got Jameson Williams, who's hasn't. I wanted, if we were gonna pick a wide receiver, I wanted him, but I don't. He hasn't panned out how I envisioned. And then we picked. Gosh, I'm gonna forget his name now. He was just an absolute bust. I mean, granted, he like broke his femur or his tibia and fibia, but he was a safety. He's out of the NFL now, actually. And then we traded with the Packer. I don't know. I don't know what we were doing. It was our GM's first year, Quasi. It's just he was like, I heard it's really good to trade with our division rivals. So he traded with the Lions in the first round and the with the Packers in the second round. But
Yeah, gave them both away.
luckily, luckily and unluckily, but they haven't really 100% panned out as being, amazing picks or worth trading up for picks. If that makes sense.
Lewis Sign.
Yes.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah. He was the thing that pissed or upsets me more is that we traded that pick, could have gotten Kyle Hamilton, and then we got the second safety, Lewis Sign, who was a freak athlete, and then he came in and he wasn't gonna start. He was playing special teams, and he in like the third or fourth game he broke his leg on special teams. I think it was a punt, and that really hampered his career. I think he played with the Eagles a little bit after we caught him, but we also had Ed Donatel who had no freaking clue, but he was this is the jive I got from him. It was he was a freak athlete, super fast, was known for hitting and everything, but he, for lack of a better term, I think he just didn't have it up here as far as like football knowledge and everything. And I don't think he could. I think in when he played for Georgia, I think he was like play safety. You're gonna like find your guy, heat seek, take him out. Whereas like in the NFL, you have a whole bunch of things you got to know. You got to know all these plays, and I just, unfortunately don't think he had it because he couldn't get it on the field, and he played special teams. And then the injury he had is like that. Like not a lot of people come back from that. You know, breaking your leg is a little
Femur.
different than like tearing a ligament and everything. He had a pretty bad injury, and
You had some,
but
yeah.
it's just so upsetting
You
that
had some good people still on the board there
we could
too.
so we could have just stuck and picked Kyle Hamilton.
Well, Hamilton wasn't there. He was gone at 14.
We traded out.
But if you, oh yeah, you traded out. Okay, that makes
We
more
could
sense.
have
Now I
had him.
understand where you're going with
Stick and
this.
pick, baby. Kyle Hamilton. Ah!
Yeah, you were at 12 then, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we could have had Kyle Hamilton. We could have been, dude, him and
You could have had a lot
that
of
first
people.
year.
Brees Hall went shortly
Oh my God.
afterwards.
We would have
Cam
had,
Jurgens, Trey
we would have had
McBride, Nick Bonito, James Cook.
Andy. We could have had
That's
Kyle
all.
Hamilton. We would have had Kyle Hamilton, Cam Bynum, Harrison Smith, and Metellus. We would have had we
All
would
on
have
the
had
same
probably
field.
the best safety group in NFL history. We would have had insane, insane, insane. Oh, granted, Metellus wasn't Metellus
Sorry,
yet
Matt.
because Metellus
Would have
came.
would Metellus have even gotten a chance if you had drafted him though? Well, he plays every position, so
I think
probably.
that's a good question. I think so. Though the one thing I think that could have happened possibly was either it could have been Harry might have been cut, which I would have hated, or Cam maybe might not have. I think Metellus might have been. You could have probably used Cam, or you could have probably used Kyle Hamilton in the Metellus role if you wanted to. It's the thing with Kyle Hamilton is that I love is Kyle Hamilton. I believe, and obviously listeners correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Kyle Hamilton is kind of like, and this is a huge compliment in my book, is Kyle Hamilton is like Harrison Smith. And we would have had Harrison Smith, the veteran, and we would have had Kyle Hamilton, the very young version of Harrison Smith. And that would have just been so amazing. Because it's a safety that
Got the
could
master and
play
the yeah.
both roles, can play in the box, can play deep, can rush the passer, can do everything, and they're just an absolute Swiss Army knife, and they're just amazing. And we could have had them both. Chef's kiss, I guess, whatever. But it would have been sweet.
Well, what are you gonna do? Just say it wasn't you.
Yeah, no. How are the Packers Vikings? Packers Vikings. Talking Packers Vikings.
Packers Vikings. Obviously, the Packers win.
Wow, are you kidding
Um,
me? That's not surprising. What are they? Do you think they cover? Right now, I think last I checked, they were 6.5 favorites,
they might
minus
not
six and a
cover.
half.
No, it's a division game. It's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a real close game. Every game with the Packers is low scoring, so I'd bet the under.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have massive showings of offense for them or against them.
Okay. Yeah, their defense is good,
Yeah,
and the offense is
defense is good. They don't let up points.
yeah
Yeah, and the offense is
semi struggling.
not nearly what it should be with all the draft capital that was spent on it.
Do you,
The interior offensive line is atrocious.
really? That's good to know.
And yes, it is not
Hmm,
performed. And Elton Jenkins, is he still hurt? He might be done.
really? Yes, he's always been an
Yeah.
enigma to me. He's been like
He was like a top 3 left guard
ah.
when he played there.
And then
This season they moved him
you
to
guys
center.
move him too much. He's played every single He's played on every single spot.
Yes.
That's like, I get it if he's good, but also you're like, stop, kind of like, don't move him so much. Like, let him stay in a spot and get good at it because he's good enough to stick and be good. But I feel like you guys have moved him so much. You basically,
I mean, he's on IR,
oh,
so
now, yeah,
we
so fuck it.
don't even have him. Yeah, he's definitely done.
But I feel like that's how it's been kind of been is like you guys use them as like, you know how like a lot of teams have a swing tackle as their backup. You use like Elgin
Yeah.
Jenkins as like a swing starter. It's like, okay, if you use him as a swing starter, that's awesome. Then that's like a really nice thing to have. But also, if you're using him as a swing starter, he's not going to be as good as if you just stuck him in one spot and let him play that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So we drafted was it Jordan Morgan this year or was he last year? And then we signed Aaron Banks. We tried to shore up the offensive
Yeah,
line
Jordan
this
Morgan
year and
was
just
last year because Matthew Golden was
it
this
was
year. Yeah.
last year, yeah. Matthew
How's
Gold,
Matthew
you're
Golden
right.
this
They
year?
drafted
Hurt or
he's barely played,
I haven't
man.
heard anything from him. Is he? He's not
He's
hurt.
just barely
He's not
played.
hurt, and he's not playing. Hey,
Yeah,
that's what
pretty
that's like.
much. They never play rookies. I don't know why I
It's like
didn't see
worse
this coming.
news. Yeah, but come on, he's a wide receiver. He's a first rounder.
They did the same thing with Jordy Nelson. They did the same thing with Randall Cobb, James Jones. You go down the list,
Let's
they
hope.
just don't
Let's hope
play
let's hope
first year
that's
wide
the reason.
receivers. Devontae Adams, look what he turned
Yeah, but
into.
you're also talking about
Um,
all late round picks, not first
no,
round.
those were all second round
Or
picks.
all second round picks.
Every
Like
single
I
one of
said,
those were second
like I
rounds.
said, second round picks. All second round picks. This is a first rounder. You got to
Yeah.
play him.
So is Christian Watson. He's a second rounder too, but
He started.
yeah, he dropped his very first attempt at a
That was
catch.
amazing.
You remember that? I was like, this is their new weapon. He's running down
He
the
dropped it.
sideline
I
at
was
like
like, "Are you
60
fucking kidding me? He's
yards.
about to be a
Yeah.
And
I'm
he
like,
dropped it.
are
I'm
you
like, let's
fucking kidding me?
go.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that game because
Yep. That was
I bet that's the first time I ever actually seriously bet a bet with a ridiculous minus
uh-huh.
that like you shouldn't do. Because I remember I bet the Vikings minus 11, and they were not the favorites. The Packers were I think a -3 favorite. But I was like, dude, the Vikings are just gonna blow them the fuck out of the water, and then we blew them out. Oh, blow them out! It was like 23-6 or something.
Yeah.
That was a good. That was a good. That was a
So
good day.
I was
That was a good
thinking
day.
this the other
That was a
day.
good day. Very good day.
Aaron Rodgers has got to be so pissed at the Packers. Like this
No,
year, they drafted a first round wide receiver. They go out, they get the best defensive player like
it
there
really
is.
is, and it's not like they aren't paying Jordan Love. It's like, oh yeah, hey
Yes.
Aaron, we could have done this with you, and it probably would have worked, but we probably would have won a Super Bowl. But we just thought you should do it yourself. I'd be pissed if I was
Yeah.
him.
That's
Real
what I'm saying.
pissed.
He's gonna be so mad.
Because if you took,
And they played him this season.
yeah, if you took like 5 years ago Aaron Rodgers and you put him with the defense you currently have, you guys probably would be at least NFC Championship, probably at least representing NFC in the Super Bowl, because you actually have a really good defense, and you got put over the edge by going out and getting a guy, and you guys just never did that with Aaron. It just does. It blows my mind that you never did it with Aaron. Like Aaron was
did
like
it one time.
Yeah, with Charles.
Charles Woodson.
Yeah,
That's
but it's like it worked. Do it again with him, but you didn't.
Yep.
And now you're hoping that that's what puts Jordan Love over. And I feel like at least this year, like it's not the same as past years with Jordan, or even last year, I guess. It feels like was it, or how's Jordan's year?
Signed Jeff Saturday too.
Yeah,
That's
not really
the big free agent splash they made.
Yeah, oh shit.
That's about it.
Signing a washed up Jeff Saturday. He had a good year though.
Yeah, pretty much.
How's Jordan's year going? A little down, isn't
Pretty
it?
lackluster, honestly. I mean, he's on pace for like 30 touchdowns, I think.
Not bad.
It's not great.
No, it's
but there's also
like is it time to start not calling for heads, but is it time for like Matt LaFleur is supposed to be this offensive coach? You know what I'm saying? Like he's calling plays. He's when your offense isn't producing, and the head coach is a offensive guru. Is it? Are you starting to question a little bit Matt LaFleur at all, or especially
No,
as like a
I'm not questioning
no.
Matt LaFleur. I mean,
Okay,
it's halfway through one season. You can't call for that halfway through one season. It's not even the end of it. For all we know, they could go win the Super Bowl. Nobody knows at this point. So, I mean, look at last season. He was having pretty much the same season, and then they went and they lit up Dallas in the playoffs. It's going to take one big game and all the silence.
2 years ago.
2 years ago? Oh, was that two? Yeah, it was two.
Y-
Who did we lose to last year in the
Yeah,
playoffs?
bounced the Eagles because
Eagles,
I
yes,
know
fucking Eagles.
because the
Yeah.
Bears were the only team to win in the NFC North in 2025.
Yes, that's what it was. You're right. That was 2 years ago. But anyways, nobody was questioning it then, and he's having a very similar season then. I think it just there's going to be one game where he's going to have 4 touchdowns and silence everybody. I mean, as soon as he gets all the receivers back, one of them's always been hurt this year. He hasn't had a full team yet this season because Matthew Golden was out, Christian Watson was out for the first 6 games, or more than that. He was on IR for a while, and he just got back. If you look at the depth chart right now and who is hurt for the Packers, I don't know if you saw the injury report. It's not fun.
It's a lot.
It is. It's kind of scary. Yeah.
I was feeling that
The
earlier.
list just goes
We've
on and
gotten
on.
some people healthy, luckily, the Vikings. But dude, we had a stretch like basically since the second game where like JJ went out, but then like our offensive line at one point we only had like two people that were actual starters playing. We had like injuries to backups. So we had like third stringers playing on our O line, and we had a lot of defensive people out. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, injuries can like completely, completely like ruin your hopes when you're watching your NFL team. Just because like when you start lining up people you've never heard of, it makes it pretty hard.
Yeah. So we'll see. To summarize what you said, though, to answer your question, I'd say Packers 23, Vikings 20. I never answered it. I just realized so.
Yeah, I forgot I asked it, but it's good. No, I'm in a similar boat. I think division games, so I think it's gonna be close. They're always close. I feel like they're always close, especially the last couple of years. Usually, I should say. Sometimes there's like a random blowout, and I feel like usually the random blowouts are like the team you don't think is gonna blow them out. But I think this game will either be close. It hates me. I hate to say it. It's close, but Packers win it, or I think it's not close. Vikings come back, but Packers still win it, if that makes sense. But I will say, I like
Yeah.
you. I do think if you're betting like Vikings, I do think cover. So they're gonna you would do Vikings plus 6.5. I think it's a close game. Packers win, but I think it's yeah. I think it'll be a. I think it'll, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like super low scoring, kind of boring. Like offenses that just aren't maybe I could see it being like a touchdown early for the Packers, touchdown early for the Vikings because they got the scripted plays, and then
Yep.
it's just kind of like a mishmash in that second and third quarter of like, God, this is horrible football right now going on right now, and a couple field goals, and then fourth quarter it's just meh. But yeah,
That's when shit happens. Yeah.
I'm thinking the same way as you right now, unfortunately. And then that'll basically knock the Vikings out of probably playoffs, which is fine. Like the for the Vikings, I think I was I always you always drink the purple Kool-Aid as a Vikings fan, but I did understand that this could be a year of we got a rookie QB, or he's not a rookie, but he's a very young QB. He's still
Yeah.
the youngest starting quarterback in the NFL right now, even though it's his second year. He's younger than any of the rookies that are starting. And I'm not shocked that he's struggling. I think so. I mean, I'll tell you what, the Lions game, I was like, okay, I can see it. Okay. And then last week, see, he's JJ McCarthy's frustrating because last week, I will tell you straight up, for the, for the first, basically, I mean, 3.5 quarters or almost the whole game. I was like, dude, I don't know if this dude can play in the NFL. Dude, there was some throws.
Is he supposed to
Yeah,
be here?
there was
Yeah.
some throws. The thing that I noticed in the Bears game was chaos. Like it was the first time I actually like noticed it, where there were KOC was calling. I still think he's probably calling too many pass plays versus running plays. We are so still skewed towards passing for a quarterback that's struggling and he's trying to learn and pick it up. We are so skewed still towards passing. We're calling plays like we have a vet or someone who's very comfortable in an NFL, which I think you're doing a
Uh-huh.
disservice to someone like a JJ. But but KOC on the passing plays he called, he schemed open. There was players wide open, and JJ McCarthy was literally just most of the time absolutely sailing the ball. And
Damn.
the I think it does come down to is I know I'll bring it back to this is last year him tearing his meniscus and him getting the repair and him being out basically the whole season really hurt him. And I think if he doesn't get hurt, but we still start Sam the whole year, I think this year is completely different with JJ because right now he his meniscus recovery took I think longer than expected, and I think that really hampered his we were because I know KOC was trying to change some of his mechanics, and I think right now we are seeing the sins of some of those where he'll be in game and he is trying to do something he's not comfortable with. So he's sometimes falling back on old habits of his old mechanics, but also still trying to do the new mechanics. So his feet aren't set properly. So he's sailing the ball. He also, which I think is will just in general take time, is he doesn't 100% have touch on the ball where he'll just rocket the ball in even when he doesn't need to rocket in, and then that'll sometimes make it a really hard catch the pass the catch. So I think that's just something. It's just growing pains. And the one thing I will say is what I've seen is fixable. So like I'm not giving up on him. And then the moments you see when he like the end of the Lions game when he made that pass on third down to Jalen Naylor, and it was the dagger. He did that when it was the first Bears game, when it was he looked like absolute dog doo doo, but he turned it on in the fourth quarter, and they came back and won it. Last week, he looked horrible all game, and then we still should have won the game because he did the last drive. It's so frustrating. And then our special teams just blew it and gave up a 56-yard kickoff return, and they were literally in field goal range. So then they just ran the ball 3 times and kicked the field goal, which because we should have stole that game.
Hate special
Yeah, we
teams.
should have stole
Yeah,
that game.
special teams sucks.
We should have stole that game, and it would have been so different. And even the commentary would have been different on JJ McCarthy because we would have won the game. Because it would have, but because he's just, I would just say currently he's just frustrating because he has long stretches of what in the F are you doing, dude? And then he'll have, and usually, which is what you would want, I guess, is at the end of the game, he's making really good throws. He has a lot of wow throws, and then he has a lot of whoa throws. Like where he's making throws where you're like, wow, that was a freaking amazing throw, great throw, on the money, put it where he needed it to, and that's a super difficult throw. And then he has also a lot of whoa throws where you're like, how do you miss that dude? He is wide open. What are you doing? And it's but I think it's just growing pains. We'll obviously see. All I want to see is progression. I do like, it's a little bit night and day from last year where it's like the exact opposite of Sam Darnold, I guess, where it's like Sam Darnold was always good and even Kirk Cousin, he's good when it doesn't count and it doesn't matter that much, and then he poops the bed when you need it. Whereas JJ just absolutely this year basically has just sucked when it would be nice, and then he's been lights out when you need him. So like it's just,
Yeah.
but it's frustrating. Put it together. Yeah. But no, it's been we'll see. So it'll be interesting. All I want to see some progression. It'll be interesting how we see it and how it plays out. As far as Vikings, one other thing that's will be super interesting is I think I actually don't know. I would have to look it up. If we activated Ryan Kelly, this will be. I think we were supposed to activate him. Did we activate him for this game? It just says likely to activate him. Okay, so if Ryan Kelly plays this week or tomorrow, Sunday, it'll be the first week where we have our starting line playing. Oh no, hold on. Possibly not, because I think Fries is questionable, so he might not play. But it is the chance that we might have our starting lineup from the beginning of the year play their first game all together. So that would be
Isn't
nice.
that
Yeah,
exciting?
right? It's only taken
That's how I feel about the
yeah,
wide receiving core right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's only
'Cause
taken
Jaden Reed
11.
still isn't back too. He's going to be gone for a
Yeah.
while. You know what's going to happen for the Packers? They're all going to come back for the play. Well, not Tucker Craft. Damn,
Is he
so
out for the
close.
season?
Oh yeah, his
Oh, he
ACL's
tore his
gone.
ACL. Damn. I didn't know
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an ACL. That sucks because
Yep.
Tucker Craft, I'll tell you what, Tucker Craft is probably, dude, he's probably a receiving tight end. He's basically right now because he's young, dude. He's up there with.
He's George Kittle
I was
light.
gonna say,
That's
dude.
what I
He's like,
think. He's a great
yeah,
blocker.
which is good. Yeah, he's like a. Yeah, I was gonna say for a receiving tight end too. He's up there with like Trey McBride. It's
Yeah.
like him and Trey
He's
McBride
he
are
does pretty
balling
well.
out. Well, and if he's a George Kittle light, I mean, shit, like, dude, George Kittle light
That's
is fucking a top 3 tight end in the NFL.
yeah. They all train together
I
in the
mean, because in
offseason.
my
Him,
opinion,
Kelsey, and Kittle.
the past 10 years, the two in my opinion. So this is obviously gonna be wrong. The two best tight ends in the last 10 years are Rob Gronkowski and George Kittle because they are both complete tight ends. They both are George Kittle being an amazing blocker, in my opinion. Rob Gronkowski probably being one of the best blocking tight ends ever, and then also both some of the best receiving tight ends ever. And if Tucker Craft is George Kittle light, that literally just means he's one of the better tight ends in my book, like kind of ever, because like that's just what it is. But I mean, obviously he's still young, so he's still got a lot to prove. But I mean, George Kittle is in my opinion, one of the better complete tight ends ever. Just because he's so good at
Yeah, he's
receiving and he's so good of a blocker. And this is how Rob Gronkowski was. Rob Gronkowski was, in my opinion, one of the best blocking tight ends literally ever. And then he was an absolute animal
yeah, he could have
receiving. He was just
he's
a
just
freak.
another
Yeah,
lineman.
he was a
Yeah.
freak. And then, so that's, I didn't know I didn't know Tucker Craft was that. I just knew, obviously not being a strict fan, I didn't know Tucker was that good of a blocker. That's
Yeah.
very cool, but also very disheartening as a Vikings
Scary.
fan to hear that he's that good. Oh, Ryan Kelly
Sorry,
is
Matt.
playing. Let's go. Okay. So interesting is that Ryan Kelly is going to start then. I'm assuming if he's playing. Ryan Kelly is will he had he's had 2 concussions this year. He had a concussion, missed a game, and then the very first game he came back, he got another concussion. So that's very scary. That's almost and he's 32. And but the last 3 games, Blake Brandell, who has played left tackle for us, right tackle for us, he's played I think both left and right guard for us. He's basically been our swing.
Yeah.
He's also last year he started at right guard maybe, but he has actually played the last 3 weeks at center, and he's actually done like pretty darn good. Especially last week, he did really good. So
How old is he?
Blake Brandel, he's probably upper 20s, I think.
Oh, okay. So he's what I'm thinking is Ryan Kelly.
Oh,
He's
Ryan,
up
yeah.
there in
So Blake
age too,
Brandel's
right?
28. Ryan Kelly's like 32. This will
Yeah.
probably be.
Okay.
I will say. I think odds-on favorite next year is I think Blake Brandel basically just probably
Takes over.
put in a very good case to be our starting center next year. And honestly, if we lose against the Packers, I wouldn't hate starting Blake Brandel at center the rest of the year just to see if those 3 games weren't a fluke because he was really good and I would be and he's a funny center because he's 6'6", which is real tall for a center. He's
He's too
yeah,
big.
like usually
Center. Yeah,
centers
they're
are
usually
pretty
like 6'2",
centers
six
are
three.
usually a little shorter, but he
He could play tackle.
yeah, well he
Jesus.
has played tackle. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, but it's just, but it's I'm hopeful that he and I think he could be our starting center next year, which would be pretty exciting.
He's your Elton Jenkins.
Yeah, basically he is literally just not as good as Elton Jenkins. I won't give him the Elton Jenkins
Yeah.
good like as good as Elton Jenkins like.
He has the same role
Yeah,
though.
no, yeah,
Kind of
he's
plays
literally played
everywhere.
every single position on our like 3 weeks ago. You could tell there was one high. Oh no, it was three. Was it 3 weeks ago? Maybe he's played actually 4 weeks. It was his first week. Everything looked good, and then the second week he had a high snap that went over. I think Carson Wentz had, and it was literally because I remember when Blake Brandon was starting. The first week he was starting, they talked about it. He had literally never in college or high school ever snapped the ball. He had never played center before.
Why'd they tell him to play center?
Dude, he's been
Coach just put you
good.
in here. Do something
Yeah,
you've
it's
never
like,
done
oh yeah,
before.
just
Yeah.
learn to snap the ball. But which will be interesting because it actually would be kind of cool if Will Fries, so our starting right guard, I believe, he can't play. It will be interesting because I believe Blake Brandel will probably be the backup, and he'll start in place of Will Fries. And actually, I actually think that could be a benefit because he could see and hear how a veteran like Ryan Kelly makes the calls as a center, and I think that actually could be in
Huh.
game, which I think that could actually be really beneficial for him if that so happens. Obviously, would prefer a starting line to play. But I have no qualms if, Blake Brandon plays. He's a, we're paying him decent money as a backup tight or backup lineman. And I think, he's one of the better backup linemen in the NFL, to be honest. And I think he's actually earned the opportunity to be our starting center next year. So that'll be interesting. It will be interesting.
Do they have
Yeah,
do they have a lineman of the year award? That'd be cool to have.
I don't,
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
they
they
should,
don't,
because
but I
no,
feel like they
linemen don't
should.
get any. I know. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think they do, but they should. Yeah, because dude, because you know who's like, yeah, there's so many good linemen that you just never really like. What's his face is so freaking good, and he's a guard, the Colts guard.
Quentin Nelson.
Yeah, he is so good, and
He's good. Yeah.
you just never. I feel like you hear about tackles a little bit, you never hear about guards, and then like Quentin Nelson's so freaking good, so good.
So when I first heard you guys got the Colts people, I thought it was Quentin Nelson. I
Oh,
almost
I
shit a
wish
brick
if we
that
got
day.
Glenn
'Cause
Nelson,
I'm like,
dude, if we got Glenn Nelson, I would have put like $1,000 on Vikings Super Bowl. Quinn Nelson's so good.
he's so
I would have
good.
been laughing at the Colts if they gave up. Yeah,
Yeah.
Quinn Nelson. Dude, Quinn Nelson's one of the better guards. I mean, I think he's the best guard in the NFL right now, in my opinion. And I think he's
Yeah.
literally probably since
Got Jonathan Taylor running
yeah,
behind him.
literally
Yeah.
since he's been a rookie, he's been the best guard in the NFL, and that's just saying something.
Who do the Colts have now? Do you know? Their center and
I
who
don't
they
know, but I will
replace
say
those
this:
guys with?
I want the Vikings to actively make whoever their offensive line coach is, I want them to snipe them and take them and make them the high, because whoever the Colts offensive line coach is, he is making like amazing
Yes.
offensive linemen. Because that O line is dope, and they lost Ryan Kelly and they lost Will Fries. Like that offensive line is
Yeah.
insane. Obviously, you have a
And it
generational.
arguably got better.
Exactly. And you obviously have Quentin Nelson, who was amazing. And you know what sucks? They did this all after Andrew Luck.
Yes. It does suck. If they had those guys with Andrew Luck, we would have seen a different career trajectory for
Oh,
him.
in my opinion, Andrew Luck, if he had an O line, if he had this O line, and he had Jonathan Taylor, in my opinion, Andrew Luck very well could have. He had everything to be the, maybe I won't say the, but he to be a top three, in my opinion, top three QB of all time. Like he had
Yeah.
everything. He had the brain. He had the like F you, I'm gonna go get it attitude. And he also just had the arm talent. He was athletic. He could run. But he literally
Yes.
had like a Peyton Manning, Tom Brady mind, and he was more athletic than them, and he had equal or better arm talent, and it was just he just got absolutely destroyed because they just decided not to invest in O line until after he retired or after he got hurt.
Like David Carr too. I mean,
Yeah,
you could say that for a lot of different quarterbacks too. I mean, look at Joe Burrow now.
yeah, yeah.
We could be saying the same exact thing about him in 5 to 10 years.
Which I don't know. Yeah, exactly, and it very well could be. And it's real sad because Joe Burrow is an insane talent, but it also could be the sad tale of you invested in Joe and you're paying Joe a lot of money. You invested draft capital in Jamar Chase and you have a lot of money tied up in Jamar Chase, and then you even before then you draft. I think T Higgins was a second round pick, and you just paid him, so you don't have a lot of money to allocate to O line. You better be drafting, and they aren't. I feel like, but you should be drafting O line and hoping they pan out. But you also just made it so you don't have
Well,
money for O linemen.
they don't have any defense
Oh yeah.
though.
Also, their defense
That's
is absolutely horrible. Yes, you're right.
their defense. Same thing kind of with Andrew Luck. They had what was his name? They had one really good safety there for a while. I remember he has a pick six versus the Jags. Malik Hooker
Oh yeah,
was he
yeah.
started on the Colts,
Yep.
right? Yep, he was good. That's who I'm thinking of. But yeah, he was
Oh yeah, the Bengals.
they're kind of in
Those,
similar situations because the Bengals, their defense is just
but they
so
have
bad.
like
They have Trey Hendrickson.
yeah,
That's it.
and Trey Henderson's a fuck.
Name another
Maybe
player.
I can't. Trey Henderson's yeah, I can't. Honestly, don't even think I can name it. Literally, I don't think I can name one. Obviously, I'm not a Bengals fan or an AFC fan, but I don't actually think I can name one.
That's what I'm saying. I that defense
The pro-
is pretty
the
terrible.
but the problem is not like it's going to be a forever problem because they have
Mm-hmm.
50 plus tied up to Joe, they have 40 plus tied up to or 40 whatever it is to Jamar, and then they have like don't they have like 30 tied up to T, so that's like 140,000 tied up in three
Yep.
players, all on offense, all in skill positions, which is nice,
That's
but you can't.
why I think
It's not gonna. You're not gonna win a Super Bowl with that, unfortunately. I don't think.
I think what Patrick Mahomes did in taking that 10-year whatever it
Hmm.
was contract forever ago is benefiting his team so
Yeah,
much
because there's
now
movement. You
that
can shift money around.
yeah, you can shift money. I mean, you pay these quarterbacks massive contracts. It's hard to do that now. That's what makes Brady so much better, I feel like, too, because he always was taking pay cuts left and right, and he would just go off and then have a great defense. Like all those Patriots teams that he was doing so good on, that defense was always great.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like the
especially those
defense was
first three
always
Super
good.
Bowls. Did they have
Yep,
Ty
that's how they
Law,
were able to go get yeah,
Vrabel,
Vrabel.
Brewski?
They were able they were able to get Randy
Yeah,
Moss.
right.
Like Come on, man.
Yeah, that freaking
It's like the Packers trying to get Micah Parsons or something like that. Come on.
yeah. They had dude. Fuck when they had
I just wish
if
Jordan Love would do that, but that's his
no,
first
I know.
contract. Maybe he'll do it with a
No,
second. I don't
no,
think any
he's not
quarterback will
gonna
do
go.
it
He's
now.
not gonna go lower than. That's the well. You could see it. So Tom had the benefit that I don't think any QB anytime soon will have. Obviously, he's divorced now, but Tom also had the benefit of he was literally married to a wife that had like more money than him.
Josh Allen could.
Yeah, but the problem is I think Josh got paid already,
Yeah, he
where
already got paid.
Tom married and contracts weren't so inflated, but he was married and then he could get those because I think Tom had the benefit of he also won. So like Patrick has a chance to do it. He won three so early. So like Tom was kind of set for life. Where kind of like Patrick could take a lower deal and add to the legacy of let me add to the deal. Let me add to my career because I actually the money I make now is nothing compared to the money I will make if I make my legacy that much better. So let me take a little less money
Yep.
now, make it so I can have a better team. I can grow my legacy to because Pat's already got three, right? So Pat's in a similar situation where he's still young, his career is still got should have a decent amount of time left. And that's where he could technically I mean, signed the 10-year contract, so he's obviously got a lot of time on left on that contract. But like, and that's helped them move some, but they obviously still had to do some things because of that contract, like move off of oh, what's his face? He plays for the Dolphins. Oh my god, yeah,
Hill,
Tyreek
Tyreek
Hill.
Hill.
Like they had to move off of a big contract from him, so like there's still things like that that you had to do because of
Yeah.
that. But he has the opportunity to manipulate his contract in the sense that he could take a little less because he has the opportunity to literally just make a career out of always being one of the best. How Tom kind of did it. Like he won three early and he had the opportunity to take less money and grow that legacy and literally become the best ever. And he's gonna make a boatload of money for the rest of his life because he was
You know what would be really
the best
funny
ever. What's up?
if you know what would be really funny if somehow the Chiefs probably next year at this point the deadline's over,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I think it is. If they traded for Jalen Waddle now and take Miami's wide receiver that they just signed and everything, and
Mm-hmm. They
they have
could.
Tyreek and they have Waddle,
I mean,
that'd be funny. I know the Chiefs are going to go after somebody. That's kind of where my mind went. It's going to be like Waddle or one of those other receivers on the market. Watch if they end up going for like Brandon Ayuk or something too. He hasn't done much in San Fran.
yeah,
Next
I've
year,
never been a huge Brandon Ayuk fan though.
me neither, but he had that one catch in the playoffs that everybody
No.
seems to
But it's like
love.
he's never put it. He had the one good year, got paid, and then he's been nothing. He like
Yeah,
wasn't
he hasn't
anything
done a damn thing
really.
since.
Had one good year, got paid, and then he hasn't been anything. And I just think he's. I just don't think he's. I don't know. Who do you think is the? Let me give you a couple wide receivers, and we could see who do you think? Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Waddle. I could probably take Brandon Ayuk out because you're not going to take him. So Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith.
It's a good comparison. They both came from the same school
Mm-hmm.
there. Well, it was Alabama, right?
Yeah,
They
they're
both play very similar.
similar, slightly different. Jalen's. I feel like it's
I
weird.
feel like I'm taking Devontae
I would
Smith.
take I think Devontae Smith too. I think Devontae Smith is like more of a big catch kind of guy, and it's weird because I feel like Devontae Smith is super super fast. I feel like Jalen Waddle is. This is gonna sound weird.
He's
I
fast
think
too,
Jalen
though.
Waddle is faster, but I think Devontae has faster football speed, if that makes sense. Where like Jalen Waddle's super
It
quick
does.
and he's super fast. But like, if you're throwing a deep ball, you want to be throwing it to Devontae because Devontae's going to get past everybody. And I feel like it's just like maybe it's because he's in Miami
Here's
with Tua and Tua just can't throw it deep.
damn, you beat me to it. That's what I was about to say. You know what? I think that's exactly what it is. Tua doesn't throw it as good as Jalen Hurts, I feel like. Hurts, he can throw it deep. He can chuck it up there a little bit. So can Tua sometimes, but not recently. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's got a noodle arm, man.
Actually, this might be a hot take, but I think, I think this is gonna be a real hot take. I feel like because they're really good,
Oh, hot
but I
takes. I
think
love it.
Jalen Hurts has a noodle arm.
Here's Jalen Hurts with the noodle arm,
I
really.
think he's a he doesn't have anything or he's nothing special when it comes to arm talent. I should say I shouldn't say noodle arm. There's nothing special with his arm talent.
No, Jalen Hurts has one thing that's been absolutely unstoppable going for him,
Those thighs,
and that's the tush push.
yeah,
Those
those thighs
thighs.
and that
And he
buttocks,
has, I mean, the dude's playing with the freaking
yeah.
Avengers, though. I mean, he's got everybody on that team.
That's what I think, dude.
AJ Brown's a freak of nature. Um,
I think on that
yeah,
offense, the way it's constructed, it's very hard to and they have a really good O line. I think it's real hard if you. I think there's a lot of QBs that could be doing good in that offense, and I think there's a lot of if you had a QB who had elite arm talent, I don't think they would have lost a game yet this year.
what would happen if you put Dak Prescott on that offense?
Hmm. That's
He's
funny
got
too because
kind of good
it's a damn.
receivers. I know.
I think I mean
It's
if you want me to be completely honest,
he's got similar receivers. I mean, I think George Pickens is similar to Devontae Smith.
less athletic. I will say this. So I think Dak Prescott
Yes.
is less athletic. I think he's got better arm talent. I think Jalen Hurts plays better in big moments though. So I could see I don't know. We'll go back to last year and did Dak get hurt last year? But regardless, if you put a healthy
He
Dak
did.
on the Eagles last year, I'll say this. I think they might have a better record, but I don't know if they win the Super Bowl with Dak. If that makes sense.
I
Because
think it
Jalen,
does because of that
yeah.
unstoppable play. I think that unstoppable play that just wins
Mm-hmm.
games. It does. Fourth downs, third downs. Imagine being able to always convert a third
Exactly. And it
down.
makes it dangerous. And I don't think you need, like, I think Jalen Hurts is in a perfect situation. I think the Eagles are in a perfect situation with Jalen Hurts. And that's what makes them scary is the NFC. But
Yeah.
I'm fairly confident in saying that, like, Jalen Hurts does not is not an elite thrower of the ball and also does not have like elite arm talent. I think he has an okay arm. He's like
Uh-huh. I don't think he needs to
no, I
have it
don't.
though.
I think he's like cuz I remember I don't know when it was, but he had to throw a Hail Mary and it was like 20 30 yards short. It was like he's at the 30 or 40. It's like one of those throws where like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers does the moonshot and it makes it to the end zone and it's like 5 yards deep into the end zone." And Jalen Hurts had to do that and it was like on the 20 and it's like, "Dude, this is way short. Like, what are you doing?" Like and it looks like you threw everything into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there'll be a problem regardless because I think that just they usually find a way to get that offense to click when it needs to click. The defense is
Uh-huh.
good. The O line's good. They got the problem is they have whenever they figure out how to turn it on, it's real hard to stop them whenever they figure it out.
See, I'd say the Eagles are one of the Eagles offense in particular is one of probably the disappointments or surprises of the season because I expected them to do so much better and they're still doing good,
They are
but
disappointing.
like
Yeah.
it doesn't look good.
I will.
It's just like they're
I got a
just
hot take.
slowly getting
I th-
okay, go for it.
I think I think Devontae Smith is wide receiver one.
I kind of like that though. I
I think he's deserving of it, and I think AJ Brown is still a very good wide receiver. Still, he's still a very good route runner. And I think it's just, it might be product of that offense, but also it might have been where he's lost a slight step. And it's just kind of where Devontae's also, he's just young and in his prime. And Devontae's a very good wide receiver.
Yeah,
And I think it's no knock on AJ. He would still be a number one on a decent amount of teams. I think he's kind of like right now in his career. I think just because he's never been the fastest guy, and I think whenever you're not the fastest guy ever, if you lose a step, it kind of hurts you a little bit. Is I think he's like a 1B, and I think Devontae's 1A
uh-huh.
right now. I think Devontae is that team's number one wideout.
I'd agree. I would agree. Only because I think you can feed Devontae the
Yeah.
ball more. I don't. If you get the ball to AJ Brown, it's not like one you're gonna want to throw it to him 10 times in a
Hmm.
game. Uh, I think he's the one that would kind of. I don't know. He's such a physical player too.
Hmm.
But Devontae, you can kind of start feeding him the ball. It's going to turn into kind of what the Miami is doing with Jalen Waddle, just kind of giving the ball just to him and then watching what he can do with it.
I think I think all the things too with AJ, like you hear about him not being happy. I think there could be a chance where this is the last year AJ's Browns on the Eagles, where
I
he
would
either gets
agree.
traded or he gets caught. I don't think he'll get caught. I think maybe he gets traded for some low end draft capital or lower than, like, it's not like going to be a first or a second, maybe a third somewhere or a fourth or a conditional pick. But I could see him getting traded in the offseason.
I could see it too. Obviously, he was just not happy there with all the things that he said
Mm-hmm.
recently,
He wasn't happy
but he
last
still
year either.
is only, yeah, he's only 28 years old, so there's still some time
I
for
could
him.
see him going back to the Titans.
Oh, I could see that too, going reuniting with, well, not
They need
reuniting, but
somebody. Eagles, it's NFC to AFC. It's sneaky, be sick. I don't think the Eagles would do it to the Bills.
oh man, that'd be
I
pretty
don't know if the
crazy.
Bills can even afford it, but that'd be pretty sick. It'd be pretty sick.
The Bills need
They need
somebody too.
somebody. You do something like the Browns, or you know who else too? Eagles would.
Browns, I don't know. That's where receivers go to
Yeah,
die. I don't think he'll want to go there even.
Broncos. Eh.
Broncos, I could see, or he'll go to like the Steelers and him and DK,
Yeah,
two just huge receivers.
pretty nuts. Or maybe he goes to Cincinnati and they just go all in on.
They just
We're go.
they put him
We're
at
not.
tight
Yeah,
end.
yeah. We're not putting any linemen out there on the field. That would be funny.
Yeah, what else we got here? How about talking about
Ooh.
Drake May? How, everything that he has done this season, that is my surprise of the season. Actually, surprise good
Mm-hmm.
of the season, I should say.
Yeah.
Surprise disappointment is probably that whole Eagles offense, like I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned.
Yeah, I think so. Drake May, as a Vikings fan, I wanted us to. He was my guy. I wanted us to trade up and get him, but New England wasn't moving off that pick. They wanted Drake. It was basically. I think we. I think there was reports that we called up for doing either two or three firsts, and New England said no. You got to give more, and I understand not giving more, but I really, he was my sweetheart of the draft because I knew we weren't going to get the top two, and I really wanted Drake, and I know Kevin wanted Drake, and he's just proven it right. I think he's just, and it's hilarious for that division that, like, you had Tom Brady gone for 5 years. That was your chance. No one took advantage, and now now you got Drake, baby, for
No,
probably 20 years. Like, welcome to the pain again.
yeah. I mean, he's already surpassed his touchdown total and yardage total for all of
Yeah,
last
he's so
season.
good. He's amazing. Like, dude,
Yeah.
he's an elite arm talent. Can make all the throws, has all the touch. He's athletic. He's smart. He's good. Very good.
Want to know a crazy
Hmm.
stat? If the season were end today, he would have the top quarterback rating of all time.
That's pretty wild, actually. That's really wild. What?
113 right
Damn.
now for like a season. Rodgers, maybe it was broken. I think it was like 112 was Rodgers' best one in 2020.
All right. That's still insane too. That's an insane year. Yeah, I mean, he's having a great year. Drake's pretty wild. Yeah, Eagles offense is
Oh,
disappointing. I mean, my a surprise of the year would be, I mean, how good. I knew they were going to be good, but how good like the Broncos defense would be and how well or how good they'd be able to keep that team afloat. Does that make sense?
okay, I lied too. It's not even the top 10. I was definitely 10
Oh,
off.
Drake, Drake or oh,
Yeah, the all-time. It's actually Rodgers had 122 was his
god
highest
damn.
in 2011.
Wow.
I thought it was 112 for some reason. But anyways, still, he's having an
Yeah.
incredible season. Never thought I would hear Drake May in the MVP conversation
Mm-hmm.
at the halfway mark in the season. That was not on my 2025 NFL bingo card.
No. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And he's having a great year. That team looks good. Their defense is good. They're going to be a problem come playoff time. And I think that
Yeah, I
I
mean,
honestly think it could.
not having to pay a
I know.
quarterback, that does it.
And then same thing with the Colts. The Colts are
Yeah.
freaking looking good. Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor looks otherworldly this year. Bro, I
Yes.
looked at it. So this has to go to like fantasy football. So Jonathan Taylor,
Yeah.
I looked at my fantasy team. Jonathan Taylor, it was before this past weekend. So before this past weekend, Jonathan Taylor, I looked in ours. We have where it's a full PPR league. Jonathan Taylor has more points than I'm pretty sure any single person on my team will have the remainder of the year. He had like in our league, he had like 280 points, I think it was, and I don't think I have a player who's going to get that many points. I was like, dude, that is insane. I can't. I was looking at his games. I'm like, that is insane, and I can't believe I will let them remain nameless. I can't believe how they are not number one in our league when they have Jonathan Taylor. Because his
Yeah.
game log is bananas. His year,
Want to know the best thing?
yeah.
He's not even number 1 for fantasy points.
Who the fuck's number one? Hold on.
Yeah, I was just looking. I tried to look it up. He is number 2 for most fantasy
Hold on.
points.
Let me actually try to figure this out. He is not number one.
Oh, no, he's not number 1. But I have both players.
He is not number one.
Do you want me to just tell you?
How can he not be number one? Who in their Oh, is it Jackson Smith?
A man named
No.
no Christian
Kendrick
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey's number one over what? What?
You know how many receiving yards that man
I
gets a
don't.
game?
That was a lot.
A
Oh
lot.
Jesus.
He's a. I mean, who else do they have? George Kittle's been hurt. Brandon Ayuk doesn't do anything on that
I'm
team.
pretty sure I had the
And
opportunity to
then you
draft
got
both
a
of them,
reg.
and I didn't draft either of them.
Oh, that's disappointing. Yep. Christian McCaffrey. He has 283 points
It's
currently.
so wild. Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
had.
nuts that some of these dudes are so. I mean, Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor. That's basically
He's putting up
they're at it.
wide
Yeah,
receiver
they're
numbers
literally
too.
at this point
Yeah.
of the year. They've literally added like 5 wins, just that one player. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had Jonathan Taylor a couple weeks ago when he had like that 50 or 40 point
I was gonna say yeah, it was
game, whatever it
insane.
was. Crazy. Yeah, it was absolutely nuts. I also had Jameer Gibbs that same week
Jesus.
who put up like 40 something.
And
One of the worst part,
you still lose?
I was I only put up
Oh
120
my god,
points.
Andy
Those
Luck.
players put up 90. I still won. But I only put up
What are you doing?
it was A
I
lucky
did. I
week.
did keep my streak alive this week, where I left. It's the fourth or fifth week in a row that I've left a 30-point player on my bench because I have the
Nice.
issue of I drafted heavy wide receiver to start off the year or to start off the draft, and it has caused a conundrum where I have too many wide receivers that I have to choose to sit a good wide receiver, and it has caused me to sit a 30 pointer uh, every week.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's not great.
I did the opposite this year. I went high on running backs.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. I might do it next year. You know what? So I won. I used to win a good amount, but we used to not do full PPR, I feel like. And yeah, when I would go heavy running back, I used to do two or three running backs in a row. And I won one. I think I won, and then I think we switched to full PPR, and we switched to our current format, and I went four wide receivers in a row, and I won. And I've been chasing that ever since, and I need to switch it up.
That
Yeah,
high. That's what you've been
chasing that high.
chasing? Yep.
I haven't won it in a while. Three, I think I won 3 years ago, maybe. The glory days. Last year, I
One
don't even
day.
think I made the playoffs. I think I shat the bed. I should make. I'll probably scrape into the playoffs this year, but I don't have high expectations with my team. They could get hot.
I really hope I make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I got a good team, but I just keep playing good people too.
yeah. So that's rough. I got a question for you. So,
I got an answer for you.
do the Chiefs make the playoffs this year?
Chiefs, they're making the
Okay,
playoffs. Yes, they're the Chiefs. They always make the
they're
playoffs.
third in their
I
division, though.
think it's true. That's very true. I wonder who's on their schedule remaining. Let's take a quick look
Yeah, I
here.
don't know that. Well, they were number one last year, so
All
it's probably not.
right.
It's probably a dogfight schedule.
Oh, this weekend is a good game.
Colts. Yeah,
They got the
that'll be a big
Colts.
game.
Yeah, that'll be a real good one to watch.
Cowboys, they should win. Texans should be tough. Chargers will be tough. Titans win. Broncos tough. Raiders easy. Okay, so it's not too hard. You got some really hard division. The problem is their division's good, but the division games are always going to be hard, so it
Yeah,
doesn't really matter. It's the other games. You got Cowboys, Titans, Raiders, or Cowboys, Titans. Oh damn, do they literally only have division games left almost? I feel like that's basically only division games left.
they got 3 division games left. Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, and then Cowboys,
Oh yeah,
Titans, Texans.
Texans aren't in their division. Texans will be a good, interesting game. Texans are a very weird team this year. Defense,
Yeah, I don't understand them,
defense amazing. Offense is just straight booty. Their
which is
Texans are
weird
like the
because
kind of like how the Broncos are this year. Defense amazing, gonna keep them in every single game. Offense is gonna try to lose them the game and just not be good enough to maybe win the game, but also might be good enough to win the game. Whereas like
you
Broncos are a
know
little bit better at it than the.
Broncos are a sneaky team. I think they could surprise a lot of people in the
Hey,
playoffs.
this might be a hot
Um,
take, but I think the way the Broncos defense is playing right now, I don't know about the offense, but I honestly, how the AFC looks, I could see the Broncos being. This might be a hot take, but I could see the Broncos being like a Super Bowl contender with how good their defense is. It'll be
yeah,
a very like I just feel like every single game, or I should say this: if they win home field advantage, you got to go to Mile High in the winter, high altitude, and you got to play that defense. That's gonna be hard.
they're 9-2
I
right
know,
now.
and their defense is disgusting. It's so good.
Yes, they got a great defense, a really good offense too, but the offense is kind of spotty.
Yeah, the offense has been kind of rough, kind of rough. But
Yeah,
I feel like it's an offense where it's kind of rough, but then it somehow shows out when it needs to show out, kind of deal. And I think and I hate the man literally to my bones. He's probably like my least favorite head coach, literally of all time because of Bounty Gate. But Sean Payton, he's a good head coach as far as head coaching. As far as a human being, he's the worst because of Bounty Gate. He's an absolute horrible person. But he's very good and sneaky, kind of a QB whisperer. Like Bo Nix, I
He
my opinion.
kind of is.
I mean, Drew Brees. If you actually looked at Drew Brees was like never had elite arm talent. He had a good arm, but he never was elite. And the Chargers gave up on him, or thought they could do better after his injury, and they drafted Phillip Rivers. And Sean Payton put him in the system and made him a high volume passer. And I think he's making Bo Nix absolutely really reach Bo Nix's ceiling. Because I think Bo Nix, when he was coming out, he was like 25 or 26 when he came out. I think he was, or 24 maybe, but he's like not young. And I think Bo Nix was a low or a very, very high floor, kind of lower ceiling. Doesn't have elite arm strength or anything. But I think Sean Payton's making Bo Nix reach his ceiling. And that defense is just insane. And it'll be,
You know what defense has surprised me too? The Rams.
yeah,
They
they're
have
so good. I
very,
saw it. I
very
saw it
good
last
defense.
year in the
I was
playoffs.
not expecting
I saw
that.
it last year. Dude, the Rams sneaky are going to be a problem in the NFC and in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Their defense, they're young. They get after the quarterback, really, really good. And like literally, they get after the quarterback with four, which is makes it
hmm
very hard for teams. And honestly, last year in the playoffs, they were the only team that was going to beat the Eagles in the playoffs. They almost beat the
Yeah,
Eagles.
I'd agree.
And honestly, if they beat the Eagles, they were probably winning the Super Bowl.
I could see it. They have let up the least amount of points in the NFL this
I
season.
actually did not know that.
172 points allowed.
Okay. Yeah, I could. It'll be interesting. Who would you put right now? Who's your Super Bowl?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I haven't really even thought about it either.
Oh man. It's probably the Rams out of the NFC, honestly. Rams or Eagles, it's got to be. It hasn't really been like a standout team. The Rams are probably the best one. The Eagles are always pretty dominant with everything, but it's never been like flashy. They've never had like a blowout win. It's always been those close games. Whereas, I don't know, the Rams have been blowing people out. And the Seahawks, actually. They've had a lot of pretty dominant performances too.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, they've crushed some teams. They're putting up some numbers here. They beat the Commanders 38-14 a few weeks ago. Put up 44 against the Cardinals.
The only
Jeez.
problem is I don't think the Seahawks can beat the Rams. I don't think from last year and from what I've seen this year, Sam can't play that Rams defense. Sam Darnold.
They played last week
Yeah,
and the Rams won by only 2 points.
yeah, but Sam
A
Sam
field
threw
goal.
four interceptions, and
That's true. He did throw 4 picks.
he sees
Yes.
ghosts against the
Do you
Rams.
think he'll do that again though?
I don't know. I actually, to be honest, I did not know. I did not know that it was actually that ended up being that close of a game. I thought it was more of a blowout, which is even more disappointing though, kind of, because literally, if Sam played just a little bit better, that means they would have won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was like kind of a close game. And he threw 4 picks. Come on.
Well, who's it gonna be? Who's your Super Bowl?
You know what? I'm going a wild card here. I think Baker pulls some shit out of his hat and I'm going Bucks.
Bucks. Okay. Bucks
Yep.
versus who?
That's a tough
AFC is
one.
gonna
Out
be
of the
tough.
AFC, I just don't know, man. The AFC is just I feel like it's got to be the Bills maybe or I don't see how Baltimore can get back to where they were, but you never know. Lamar Jackson, so and then the Colts are doing really fucking good all of a sudden.
Yeah, they are.
I'm going
You
Bills.
going Bills?
I think the Bills kind of come out of
So Bills
nowhere. Yep,
versus
they're
who'd you say? Bucks.
Bucks.
Bills. Bucks. Okay, I'm gonna give you two for my predictions.
Okay.
Or hold on, let me think here. I think. I think NFC. NFC, I think I could see Rams. I honestly could see Rams versus Patriots and do a little deja vu Super Bowl
Ooh,
25 years ago Super Bowl, and I
they just did another one too, didn't they?
Rams versus Patriots. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That,
yeah, yeah. Yeah. They would have
that
been
was more
5 years
recent than
ago.
that too.
Yeah, or whatever. Not even. I mean, sorry, not 5 years ago. 7 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah, no, I forgot they played again. That was such a bad Super Bowl though. That was like, wasn't it like 13 to
Yeah,
3? Yeah, that was a horrible Super
that
Bowl.
was not a good one.
Or I got hot take Super Bowl
Ooh, I love hot takes. Go for it.
rematch Super Bowl, and probably a very bad Super Bowl, but it's gonna be a rematch. I got Broncos versus Panthers.
Ooh, Panthers? Panthers coming out of nowhere?
They're gonna be a wild card. They're coming in. I think
They're gonna
Broncos. I
sneak
think
in
the
there?
Panthers they just they grind it out. They get a little lucky with some of the matchups in the playoffs. They take it over. I think the Broncos win home field advantage, and I think the Broncos win the Super Bowl in that prediction, which sounds so strange because I do not. I don't. I think the offense is just not good, but I think that defense is just. I think it's the exact same scenario for Broncos that in that scenario as when they won it last year or last year won it with Peyton where Peyton was a shell of himself. He was not good. He was just that defense was just so elite. And I think Bo Nix he's okay. He's not nothing special, but I think the defense is so elite. And I think the Panthers won't be able to beat the Broncos on that. But I do think that regarding the Panthers, I think um, oh my gosh, what's his face?
Huh?
Yeah, I think Bryce Young he does dive on the football when it's fumbled, unlike Cam Newton. I'm just kidding. But this is a segue also to the damn Panthers, baby. The Panthers. I told y'all. Bet the house on the over. Bet the house on the over.
What was it, like 5 wins? Was it?
Yeah,
Is that the over?
it was either 4 or 5 wins over under, and they already beat it because the Panthers are they're good, man. Are they're just feisty. They're a feisty team, and that's what I saw that last year. They're always down to play. And I'll tell you what, I think saw it last year. I think Bryce Young is. I'll tell you the hot take. I should say short quarterback hot take. I think Bryce Young is playing right now how I don't even know if this is really a hot take because I don't think Bryce Young see, but this is the reason why it might work and it's a hot take. Bryce Young's kind of playing how like you would expect Kyler Murray to play. Where I think even when I
Yeah.
say that out loud, I think Kyler Murray's a better quarterback, but he's not because he doesn't win the games like Bryce is winning right now. And I think it's what you expected Kyler Murray to like win those games, and he doesn't. And I think Bryce is he balls when he needs the ball, and he game manages when he needs to game manage. And I think Rico Dowdle, dude, it's just so funny because Rico Dowdle's small as hell. Bryce is small
Yep.
as hell. He's got a small people back in the backfield. You can't see them. They just come at you. But I think
Get lost behind the line of
yeah,
scrimmage.
and I
Yeah.
think Bryce is just it's just funny how Bryce is like he doesn't wow you, but then like when he needs to, he puts the team on the back and he goes for it. And I think it's just it's a good story because I think the Panthers this year and Bryce Young are just a good story because up until last year after the Bryce got sat down, got benched and then he came back, he looked like he was going to be a bona fide bust. He did not look good. But I'll tell you what, they benched him. And then when he came back, I mean, I started voicing my opinion. I started being a believer in Bryce. He he was balling. They were not the thing. The funny thing is they just were such a not a good team that he would ball and they would still lose. But he would keep them in games. And he would. I remember just and I'm not a Panthers fan, but I would just watch it and be like, dude, he's making throws and making plays that, you know, mid-tier dudes don't do. Like, he's making those throws, he's making those plays. He's showing why he's a first overall pick. And I'm happy they're doing
I
good.
think what makes him so much better is that rookie wide receiver,
Oh,
Tet
dude, Ted
McMillan.
McMillan's so good.
He's changed that offense. He didn't have
He's
that last
so
year.
good. And then
Uh,
they have what's his face they
yes.
drafted too, and he's been a good second, third wide receiver.
Legit
Yeah,
or
Legat or
Leggett.
whatever. Dude, he's I think it's two is like Legat and Tat are two different wide receivers, but it's like, dude, that offense is just it's the thing that like it gets me excited about them is like they're young, so like, dude, this is just you're just scraping it. So like when they show like they're 6-5, they're just, dude, this could theoretically it should be just the beginning. They're just yeah. Bryce looked not good his first year. Last year he didn't look great, and then I started seeing some promise. But you got to remember too, dude, they were like a 1-15 team. They traded away their first round picks to get Bryce, so they're already putting themselves in a hole and they're digging themselves out. And I'm telling you what, dude, they if they hit on some their picks going forward, I think I might have said that, and they got Tat, and he's panning out. If they keep
Yep.
hitting, they got a young team that could be with a young core. Yeah, I mean, you got Bryson Tat now.
That
You got
division,
Leggett. Like they could be good. They need to shore up. They need to strengthen a defense a little bit. They got Rico. Rico's probably got a couple more years just because he's a running back. I'm just saying that because most running backs only last a couple years, and he's already a couple year vet. So, but I'm telling you what, dude, the Panthers this year.
they could
I
be
don't.
something.
I mean, that's a bold prediction. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl this year. I think they'll probably be a wild card, maybe surprise win then loss, but I wouldn't be surprised if they, it would be. I would say this huge accomplishment if they make the playoffs, and I think they are a wild card team for sure, and they're just fun to like. How could you not like be excited to root for them a little bit? I mean, they beat
That division's kind of up for grabs.
yeah,
So, I mean, the Bucks are
they
six
could
and
win the division.
five, and yeah, the Panthers are 6 and 4. So it's kind of like they could easily make it there. Or sorry, that's vice versa. The Bucks are 6 and 4. The Panthers are 6 and 5.
Yeah, so
So they could
Panthers still
easily
got a bye, which is crazy.
one. Yeah, it's just a one-game
In,
swing here, and you never know what could happen.
Speaking of that division, who's been a disappointment in the Falcons? That
Falcons have
offense
been a major disappointment.
has so many weapons. Dude, Drake London is legit. I mean, Bijan Robinson is, in my opinion.
He's a freak, yeah.
Jonathan Taylor's good. Like Jonathan Taylor's good. Saquon's obviously good. Christian McCaffrey's good. But I feel like when you watch Bijan Robinson, like when he's like, I haven't seen that type of. It's just weird. I feel like it's just like so Falcons in the sense that like when you watch him, you like literally. I feel like you I haven't seen a talent like him in a while. But it just like doesn't translate to wins, which is weird. But it's like he makes cuts that someone as big as him, as fast as him, as strong as him, like shouldn't be able to make, and he just makes moves that just don't. It doesn't make sense, but also it's frustrating because it doesn't. Their team doesn't like
Do
doesn't
anything.
translate to
Yeah.
wins, and it's so weird, and it's frustrating because you see how good he is, you see how good Drake is. Kyle Pitts is just hilariously, in my opinion, talent wise, just he's just a boss in my opinion. I think Kyle Pitts
Yeah.
is your prototypical freak. Look, I shouldn't even say freak. Absolute freak athlete, freak talent that in my opinion, I feel like it's just not up here. He just doesn't. He doesn't put two and two together. I
Doesn't
Yeah,
translate
it
to the
doesn't.
field at
It's
all, yeah.
because I feel like he's got the otherworldly athleticism. athleticism. It doesn't translate to like football, like IQ, or it's just like because I just feel like with him it's just like every single year you hear this is the year Kyle Pitts, he's gonna be amazing, and it's just it doesn't work, and maybe I don't know. I mean, they're just so. If I was a Falcons fan, I would just be so frustrated, and obviously their GM, literally, like in my opinion, whoever they just need to be fired. Like the GM needs to be fired, the owner needs to get fired, which obviously can't happen because he calls the shots. But like everyone involved in the Michael Penix and Kirk Cousins
Debacle.
debacle needs to get absolutely gone. Michael Penix just tore. I'm pretty sure he tore his ACL, which he's an older quarterback that you drafted that has knee issues, and then now he just tore his ACL again. That's not great, and that's unfortunately I honestly could see the Falcons firing their coach, firing their GM, getting a new GM, and honestly restarting that franchise. Like I could honestly see them moving off of Michael after this injury. I could see them
I could see
completely
it. Yeah.
restarting their their team. Like they could turn into the Saints next year, where they just say, like, let's see what we can get for people, and we're restarting this. We might not draft a quarterback this year, but whoever's a quarterback this year is not our quarterback. We're gonna get a quarterback. We're gonna sell everything, see what we can get, and go from here. But I think it's just they're I would say they're probably the most frustrating team in the NFL in my opinion, just because
Falcons.
yeah how they're ran, some of the decisions they made, but then just also the sheer talent on that offense to be 3-7 is just
Them or the
despicable.
Browns.
Yeah, I mean the
The
Browns
Browns
are the
have always
Browns,
been
though.
bad.
They're just gonna
Yeah,
Browns it.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean they're just like completely pulled out of the conversation because you just know that they're gonna do wrong. Whatever they do,
Yeah.
don't do like do the opposite, and you'll probably win a lot of games.
All right, we gotta wrap it up though. That was a good one though. Well, until next time on the episode of Sideline
Oh, that was
Whispers.
fucking great
Du-du-du.
timing. Sideline whispers.
Oh, you were doing it too. It's here.